from the area's most experienced news team. This is NBC 29 HD News at 11.
Oh boy, those are the faces of frustration after a computer glitch causes flight delays and cancellations from New York to the Carolinas. Passengers at Reagan National Airport in Washington waited in those long lines to learn if their flights would take off. The FAA blames the problem on a computer system at its facility in Leesburg, Virginia, that controllers use to direct high-altitude flights. The problem was fixed around 4 this afternoon, but some airlines already canceled flights to and from the region. That outage is still affecting people trying to fly out of Charlottesville-Albemarle Airport tonight. The departures board showed delays into the early evening hours. As you can see, the big delayed right there on the board. The passengers waited around to catch a later flight. Others were forced to turn around and come back for an early morning flight tomorrow. An airport spokesman tells us the delays are due to that computer issue affecting some navigational equipment such as the airport's radar. The glitch affected only outbound flights from CHO except to Washington Dulles Airport. This is a live look at the flight schedule at Charlottesville-Albemarle Airport right now. There are no departures this late at night, but on the arrivals side of things, we are still seeing one delay. A U.S. Airways flight from Charlotte is running about 3 hours late tonight. The United flight from Washington Dulles just landed a few minutes ago. It was on time. New tonight at 11, a Madison County family is out of their home after a fire forced them to evacuate. The blaze started just before 6 o'clock in the 1700 block of Lindsay Lane. That is in the Kriglersville section of the county. You can see the smoke pouring out of that house there tonight. Fortunately, the family members who were inside when the fire started, they got out safely. Firefighters had to tear apart pieces of that house to try to get in there and put out the flames. Crews are still working to determine exactly what started that fire. On the Decision 2016 campaign trail tonight, presidential frontrunners are working hard to win over voters in the Iowa State Fair. Fans surrounded Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton as she made her way through the fairgrounds in Des Moines. Questions about emails on her private server for official business during her time as Secretary of State continue to follow Clinton. She recently turned that server over to the FBI to investigate. Today, Clinton blamed her Republican challengers for turning the situation into a partisan issue. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump arrived at the Iowa State Fair by helicopter today. The candidate, who is leading the Republican field in some polls, greeted supporters, shaking hands and signing autographs as he's made his way through the fair. Answering questions from the media, Trump criticized the fundraising practices of both his GOP opponent Jeb Bush and Democrat Hillary Clinton. He expressed sharp opposition to President Obama's Iran deal. At a memorial service for the 5 servicemen killed in Chattanooga, Tennessee last month, Vice President Joe Biden today called the killings an act of a perverted jihadist. Hundreds gathered at the service for 4 Marines and a sailor who were killed when a gunman opened fire on 2 military facilities July 16th.
And we have a message.
Despite Biden's hard words about that shooter, there has never been a motive determined behind the attacks. The vice president also praised the bravery of all those who lost their lives. Service Dogs of Virginia is teaching the Albemarle County community about the transformative effect of service dogs on the lives of people with disabilities. The organization held a training and information session today. NBC 29's Rob Manch was there. He has a story now in our Charlottesville newsroom. Good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Matt.
Rob Manch live in our Charlottesville newsroom tonight. Thank you, Rob. The memory of a Greene County boy is living on through a 2-day outdoor music festival organized by his family and friends. 16 local bands volunteered to perform at Tristan Fest in tribute to Tristan Roach. The 11-year-old died May 2010 as a result of a trampoline accident at his home. His parents say they can't think of a better way to honor their son than with something he loved dearly, music. 100% of the proceeds go to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Hundreds of children in Charlottesville and Albemarle County are better prepared to head off to class for that new school year thanks to a back-to-school bash today. The African American Pastors Council and volunteers handed out free school supplies at the Intellis Wireless Pavilion this afternoon. More than 1,500 students picked up prepackaged kits and backpacks. The new school year starts Wednesday, if you can believe it or not. That's for students in Albemarle County and the city of Charlottesville. A hole-in-the-wall haven for crepe lovers in Charlottesville is now open once again off the downtown mall. After being closed most of this summer, the flat is under new management with longer hours. The walk-up window restaurant on Water Street offers sweet and savory options as well as gluten-free, vegetarian, and vegan crepes.
Oh, I think it's just a hidden gem for the community with local resources that are being utilized in the ingredients. I just think it's delicious.
We take credit cards now too, which is a big change from the previous owner. So everyone's been real excited, and all the crepes have been getting great reviews too.
Yes, the cash-only thing was always a problem. The flat now stays open until midnight on weekends. We're just getting started at 11. Coming up, you'll meet a man who floats above Charlottesville for a living. The pilot has been taking people to new heights for more than 3 decades. Find out how you can help him celebrate.
And talking about temperatures here going up the next few days, folks. The humidity, though, remains in check until we get to, say, Tuesday and beyond. And to go along with that, some storm chances increasing. All the details after the break.
The Virginia men's soccer team takes on Navy in its first exhibition match of the season. We will have your highlights and post-game reaction a little later in sports.